Okay, so now we're going to build our get method. The get method is pretty simple to explain. We're just going to get the node that is at a particular index. And that's it. So if you want to code this, go ahead and pause this and see if you can write this code. This is one of our simpler methods, so this is a great one to try. Otherwise, we'll get into this. So I'm going to bring up a linked list here, and I included the indexes here because they're relevant since we're searching for something by index. So we could get anything from 0, 1, 2, or 3. But what we can't do is we cannot return a node at the index of -1, or we could say anything less than 0. And we can't return anything at the index of 4 or greater. We could say greater than or equal to this dot length. So we could do it like this. If the index is less than 0 or it's greater than or equal to this dot length, then we're going to return undefined. Let's bring back our linked list here. In order to be able to return a node, we're going to have to set a variable equal to that node. We're going to call that temp. We'll just set it equal to head. We have to start at the beginning of the list. Then we can iterate through the list however many items we need to get to the item at the index that we're looking for. So we do that by saying let temp equal this dot head. And then I'm going to remove head and tail here and just leave temp here. And then we have a for loop to iterate through this list. And all the for loop does is move the temp variable forward. So say we're looking for the item at the index of 2. It would run the for loop 1, 2 times, and then return the item that it's pointing to. It would return temp. So that is all of our code for get. The only tricky part of this method is to remember to write this if statement for anything that's out of the acceptable range. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward method. So when we flip over to Chrome DevTools, we're going to build out a linked list that just looks like this, where the index and the value is going to be the same for every node. So let's flip over to Chrome DevTools. So there's our get method, and this is where we build our linked list 0 through 3. So let's run this. And let's open this up, make sure our linked list looks the way we expect it to. Head is pointing to a node with a value of 0. Tail is pointing to a value of 3, and we have a length of 4. So that is perfect. So we'll say myLinkedList.get, and I'm going to pass it a value of -1. And it returns undefined, just like we would expect. And then I'm also going to try a value here that is greater than our range. So let's try the index of 10, and that also returns undefined. So that's perfect. And then let's have a valid index. So the node at the index of 2 is going to have a value of 2. And that is exactly what we expect. So that is our method for get.